Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review PTSD, The Walking Wounded, and this is a new documentary from director Ash Patino that focuses on the stories of soldiers veterans who deal with PTSD and talk at length about, what led them up to joining the military, their time there, and how hard of an adjustment has been to come back to society and try to integrate. And this documentary, there's nothing flashy about it. There's nothing big or bold about it. It's very intimate experience sitting there listening to these veterans tell their stories. And one particular having a sister kind of like from the outside looking in, describing her perspective of her late brother's experiences in the military as well and dealing with PTSD. Obviously this is an upsetting documentary. It's portrayed it's not melodramatic, it's not over the top, it's just matter of fact of like, these men have, it's like when I'm talking about like having held a gun to his head or having those experiences of feeling suicidal, having them talk about how their rage just takes over and they snap at people, and having such a hard time assimilating back into regular society, into the workplace, where it's like in the military, it's like they were in control of things, and now they're not in the control seat of certain things. It's like having to work for a boss, or, you're trained to be this efficient and being able to do the best way, and then you can't handle not doing it the most efficient way, and people get offended when you try to tell them how to do things, especially if you just like hire this worker and they start telling you how to do things, and their struggles with dealing with that frustration and how it boils up and how it comes out. And what I think is most special about this documentary is the fact that this is very much their story and their experiences, and you hear from them. You hear their perspective on it. You hear what they need and how we can help. And I think this documentary is obviously important and informational and gives a lot of perspective, I think, to people outside looking in on the struggles that these veterans are experiencing with their PTSD, and maybe giving us some perspective on how we can support them in the future. And with this film, I think it is raw, it's just there. Like I said, it's no frills, no like special melodrama or jazzing it up. It's their stories, that's it, point and shoot. You hear from them, you hear from this one sister, and there's some interesting stories, and hearing their perspectives, and I think I sat there watching this documentary thinking like I learned a lot. I appreciated their perspectives, I appreciated their stories, and it also hit. It hits. And I think it's important that people watch something like this, because this is an issue and something needs to be done about it. And maybe the more people that see things like this will realize like we need to do more to make sure that, however you feel about military and like should we be fighting these wars or not, it's like they were fought. These soldiers made the sacrifice. You need to do something about it. And I think this documentary gives that perspective and helps you realize it's like this is for them, those that have been through these terrible things, and it helps us gain a little perspective on how terrible those things were. And you should go check this one out. But warning, it is a tough watch, obviously. But those are my thoughts on PTSD, The Walking Wounded. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.